Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Check episode 42. We had Shaadie up in the house here. Crazy story. You guys got to look into this guy. He's got 6 freaking kids, man. This guy's busy. He's been there. He's done it. He's got a really cool story. Check this episode out among the rest of them. And we love you all. Thank you very much. Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocker.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on.
Hey, welcome to the club. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the game? I didn't know.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to start off today with a really cool encouragement story. A little quick short story. It's my little thingy thing. As a group of frogs was traveling through the woods, 2 of them fell into a deep pit. When the other frogs crowded around the pit and saw how deep it was, they told the 2 frogs that were there, there's no hope for you guys. However, the 2 frogs decided to ignore this, and they proceeded to try to jump out of the pit. Despite their efforts, the group of frogs at the top of the pit were still saying, you should just give up, man. Just stop. It's not happening. You're never going to get out of here. Eventually, one of the frogs took heed to what the others were saying and gave up, falling to his death. The other frog continued to jump just as hard as he could, one after the other, trying to get out of there again and again. The frogs yelled to him, man, just stop. Just give up. Just die. Kind of brutal, right? He jumped even harder and finally made it out. When he got out to the top of the pit, the other frog said, did you not hear us? The frog explained to him, he's deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the entire time. So yeah, that's dope, man. Moral of the story, right? It's people's words have a big effect on others' lives. Think about what you say before it comes out of your face, I guess, right? I don't know, man. I love that stuff. What do you think about that, Shaadie?
That was crazy. I didn't know where it was going.
How goes it? Thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate you having me. I didn't know where that was going, but it took me to a nice place.
Thank you.
You pulled that out. It got real. I was like, what's about to happen?
Bro.
And he broke it down like that.
I like inspirational stuff.
But that was dope, though.
Motivational stuff. That's my life. It's it. That's what we do.
That's what we all need, don't we?
Dude, I think so, and especially time right now.
I was just thinking the same.
Fucking tricky, bro. It's tricky right now.
It's crazy right now.
That's why we need people like you in the world.
Oh, man, appreciate it.
Bro, you're busy. You're busy.
Yeah.
You probably don't like talking where you're from, all that. You want to do all that? Where you from? You want to graze up on all? Where you from, Shaadie? Give me your story.
I mean, they can Google it and check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm from
the Bay.
I'm from the Bay, man. North Vallejo, Crest Side neighborhood. That's where I'm from.
Fuck, that's a rough area over there, huh?
It is. It was. I mean, it's still crazy everywhere. But during my times, the '90s and 2000s, when I was a kid and teenager, you know what I mean. It was a little wild. But
how old are you?
I'll be 35 in July.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I got the baby.
You got your baby face, man. You look young. Good for you.
It's all good. It works.
Oh, the wife's not in here. That was a perfect segue. Dre, you missed that one.
But it's good. It works.
So you're from the Bay, man. What brings you to Utah? What's the story there?
It was just a good opportunity to get the wife and kids in a better situation.
How many kids you got then?
6.
Holy shit, Shaadie. Busy man.
Attaboy.
We got 4.
I was the only child. So
that's cool, bro.
I had to bring a lot into the world, but nah.
So what was you doing over there and see Utah as the thing? What made that happen?
Just a better opportunity to get the wife and kids out here to grow and let the money go a little further.
Yeah.
With working and doing things, and so that's what we came out here to do. And I kind of jumped on into the music scene as well, and made a name for myself. And
what was it before the music though? What was you doing right then? Or was you doing music?
I was doing music in the Bay too. I was still just working and everything, gotcha. But you know what I mean, like. Just regular working 4 or 5 different jobs, but also the music was always what I was doing.
That's cool, man. Yeah. It's a tough industry, huh?
It is, you know what I mean? It's crazy, and especially being coming from the other times where it wasn't as accessible, as easy for everybody to create music or even put out music. It's different times now, so you know what I mean. It's learning new ways, and it's getting adaptive to the ways that music is handled now.
For sure. And I've heard your whole spill on that too, and I we'll talk to our listeners about it. What's a good time to do it right there? I like to usually follow the story because I'll get lost as hell. What do you think about that, bro? It's always the new thing. It's these fucking new guys. It's that, right? It's the thing.
Yeah.
I know. How do you feel about that? It's the new kids are doing their thing just as you were, correct? Is that how that works, man? You come up doing your thing. You didn't follow dad's type stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same. It's just it's just accelerated now.
And is that bad, right? Is it a good thing, bad thing? What's the vibe out there? Everybody's hating on everything. You can't stop it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's how you look at it. We did it.
Yeah.
It was like this in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. It just was maybe every quarter or every couple years where the sound or whatever may have changed. But now it's every week or every couple months, every other month.
It seems the things to me. I'm just going to interject quickly so I don't lose it. But I swear it feels like to me. I'm not a rapper, man. I'm not into that. But I feel like you said accelerates, right? It's faster. Well, our era was faster than our parents' era, right? So isn't it just relative to the time, right? I know it's a big boom, but things grow, man.
Kind of different because hip hop wasn't around really in our parents' era like that. Yeah. So you couldn't really compare it to the Motown and the slow movements of how the music business was. Hip hop created a whole different type of how music business is handled. And then the internet came, and now the hip hop, and music business is handled a whole different way. But hip hop wasn't around until late 70s, early 80s. So it really, and didn't really get serious or taken serious until late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And we can't compare it to what was really done before.
That's so hard to do that, right? It was growing right then.
So that's why I say it's accelerated in comparison to how hip hop was in the earlier days.
Well said. No, you nailed it. I didn't understand.
Internet does it.
Yeah.
Internet did it. You know what I mean? But
that's real, man. That's cool. So you get to Utah. You been here before when you got here?
I used to come visit in college.
Cool.
I had a brother that went to Utah State. My brother Tone and my dad lived out here. So
gotcha, man. I know there's lots of stories all up in here.
Man, all the time. There's so many.
It's good, man. Well, hey, how about this? I'll even just dive right into this. You've been on a lot of shows. You've been a guest there.
Yeah.
You've been on a podcast, all of them as a collective, and God damn it, I never talk about this. You got something like that to drop here?
I don't really.
Is it all out there?
I go not. It's not even really all out there. I just go with the flow with.
Is there something you're always like, Shaadie, gotta say this, and it don't ever happen? No?
Nah, not really. I mean, a lot of the times maybe like I'll miss things about saying like about my wife or my family.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'll just hear the question and I'll answer that. But then my wife will hear. She was like, "You left out. You could have said this.
That's almost right."
Instead of this, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I see that." But I just answered this question.
It's
as
weird.
Well. But so that's the thing. Like probably giving more in depth things with talking about my wife and my family and certain things and questions because I really don't talk about that side much of the personal.
How long you been married, bro?
It'll be going on 7 years.
Ooh, that was
November.
On the spot. Sorry about that.
Be going on 7 years.
That's
scary
to do to a guy.
I can just say I can remember the year. So if the math is off, I know the year.
God.
2014.
That's a sketchy little slope right there.
It's all. I'm the one that remember it though. Oddly enough, like I'm the date guy.
Are you?
The one that remembers.
What does
all
she
the
do?
Birthdays and all those things as well. She handles everything.
She's home.
Yeah, she's handling
kids,
the rest
man.
of the world. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's very much big ups to her because she's handling everybody's do's and don'ts and needs and wants and all that stuff so she can afford to forget everything. I'll pick up all those other little things so she ain't got to worry about it. She got enough to handle.
Don't think you could give me enough money. I really don't, man. Women are incredible.
It's a wild thing to see and to get a hold of because my mom was different and it was just me and my mom. So I saw my mom in the light of being out and working and doing things more like a man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then having my wife who's a stay-at-home, I see a different side of the grind and the hustle and the work that she has to deal with that I would, never be able to understand. As much as I can try to say I understand just dealing with other people's stuff, you'll never know to that level.
6 kids, a lot of work, man.
So it's like, it's wild.
What ages are they, man? Where you at there?
4 of my kids are out here and 2 are still in California.
Cool.
So it's 3 girls, 3 boys. My girls are 3, 5, and 7.
Damn.
Soon to be 4, 6, and 8. And then my youngest son is 10. He just turned 10. my middle son, who's technically my oldest biological, is 13, and then my oldest son is 16.
16. You got a driver.
Yeah,
That's scary shit.
He's pretty good though.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's a good driver.
No rubber all the way around the car kind of
Nah,
thing.
he's good. He's good. And he doesn't get out much yet. He's still learning, so
yeah,
he get his permit, but he's pretty good.
Back out of the driveway. Come back right now.
He goes to the gas station. We're not too far from the gas station, so.
Is he into what you're into? Is he like what you do? Is he?
He's been getting there. Like I said, with him and my youngest sons. Those are my two technical stepsons. Those aren't not my blood, but I've been there basically their whole life. They're my sons regardless. It's been a job. It's been work. You know what I mean? We had to work. He hated me. He can't see how he hated me when he was younger now, because you know what I mean? That's my son. You know what I mean? You're my oldest. Like, come on, man. And I told him when he was younger, like, come on, bro. You're my oldest. You're going to be, just wait till you're 6. Just wait till you're old enough to see that I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like,
there's a lot to that little thing right there. And I'm telling you right now, I'm sure you know that. It's healthy, man. That pushback is healthy. It's really healthy for a boy to experience that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And show dad, like, man, I'm a soldier. I got this.
Definitely.
You showed me. I got it.
Definitely. And especially, like I said, the situations that my sons are in. Like I said, I got 3 boys. My middle is technically my oldest biological, and he's the one that's not with me 24/7. You know what I mean? But my youngest and my oldest sons are, and they're the ones that aren't my blood technically. Yeah. But I'm the only dad that they know, and then it would still work because of coming into the situation and blended and so it's like I said, it's a work with all of my sons, because again, I still have to respect my son and his mom and his dad over there.
And they're in Cali though.
In Cali, which are doing an amazing job as well, but still connected. You know, it's a big it's a big thing. You know,
you
what
gotta
I mean?
fly him back and forth and all that. That's kind of a pain.
Driving and doing stuff and all those things. So it's, you know, he understands kind of how things have to move. And I was with him, you know, the beginning of his life, like I said, until I moved out here to Utah. So it's just been a transition, the 5 years.
You might know a thing about this, bro, right? How was your childhood, my man? You're taking on kids that ain't yours, and you got a cool background.
I mean, as a child, like
they're
I said,
yours. I didn't mean it like that.
But I never would have thought. Yeah, I never would have thought. You know what I mean? Yeah. Again, but as a man, and also as a black man, and seeing young black men who may not have a man around, you know, for me, it's just a duty. So I'm honored to be able to, like I said, to work, to have these young men in my life, to be able to call son, and they call me dad, and we know we earned that love and respect with each other.
That's cool, man.
To be able to be better and to give them something better to look at. Because like I said, I grew up, my father wasn't around. My biological father wasn't around. Yeah. There was a man that I called my father, who's my best friend, who's like my brother, who is my brother. His dad was my dad, and he passed when we were 15.
God.
And the last thing he told me was to give my biological father a chance, because regardless, he going to be my dad and I'm going to be his son. And 3 days later, he was gone.
I heard that on the Thinking Project.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But damn.
Yeah, it's
that's gnarly.
So
that's cool, though,
just,
man.
You know, when my situation comes, I just step up as a man and handle responsibility.
You got a good outlook, man. I not that I'm no messiah, right? But you got good like angles on things. It's like an upbeat thing that's not.
Try to eat, man. Why be down about everything?
No, there's no reason for that, especially right now.
Exactly.
Criminy, bro.
Man, it's crazy out
here. I think, dude, aren't we? I don't know. We're close. It's close. Isn't it close? Like the 10th, the shit's over. I thought. No.
Everything's starting to open up.
The mandate?
Everything's starting to open up.
I don't know about up here, but in Salt Lake, Mendenhall just reissued it.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sanity. I mean, I'm not pro or against. I'm cool with whatever, but I'm cool, man. I'm over this.
Man, it's a lot.
Is that how you guys hard in your world? Tell me about your world. What do you got? You run 2 companies, right? What's your world? What do you do right there?
Well, Mac Life is our main, basically, hub, the umbrella company. It's an acronym. Minds Achieving Change, Living in Forgotten Environments. Is what me and my brother started, who I was talking about, my father's, you know what I mean? So me and my brother started back in Vallejo in 2014 as far as the platform for me to release music that was on my own control, because I was, attached with a lot of entities that was partnered and doing things, and didn't really have my own platform.
Right.
And that was a way we can touch the music, touch the community, with me being the entertainer, him being the coach. And that was our platform to be ours. And then as time evolved and things, and coming here and I then started the Bassix Studios with my guy Kurt Banks, who I met through other music endeavors out here. And that became basically the studio of Mac Life under that umbrella, to where that's where
cool,
it's like two businesses, but it's under the same entity. You know what I mean?
That's
So
cool.
that's where we provide the entertainment services, label services, photography, multimedia, and also, you know, music education and community outreach.
Man, that's cool, man. What's the entertainment part? Just the
Well, all
live
all
stage
types
perform-
of all
Or do you do-
like I said, entertainment as far as live entertainment, entertainer coordinating, hosting, like whether it's just me emceeing, me coordinating an event, or us providing entertainment as far as band or artists to a show, or creating a concert or show, things like that, as well as the studio recording aspect of it with label services, as far as we may not manage you, but we know managers and we know other graphic designers or producers that can work through our studio, or we can send you there to their studio, as well as if you're just trying to learn, we can let you know the certain packages or how to do those things, and company jingle, just all types of services through entertainment, and then educating people with what they want to do within entertainment and on how to do it, and giving them resources and knowing that we can be the resource for them to find.
That's cool, man. Is there you got people working there? It's not just
definitely.
you gotta,
That's why it's always, you know, making
cool.
connections and building
man.
good relationships and keeping good relationships with people, to know that, you know, I may come across an artist or come across a CEO or a venture capitalist or somebody that is looking for an artist or looking for entertainment, or an entertainer looking for an event space, or a promoter looking for an event space, or somewhere looking to promote where they're going or what they're doing, to where if I know somebody's podcast, or if I know somebody's building, or if I know some restaurant, I can always plug people into where they need to go to fulfill that.
Do you say you guys, are you doing a podcast then?
Yeah, like I said, me and Kurt, we have started. We got a couple of recordings, like I said,
That's
sitting
cool.
on, but we have a podcast that's called Ministries, capital MEN, and it's us talking to basically men who have, you know, 9 to 5s, but also 5 to 9s, the type of lifestyles that we have that are outside of the norm, and how we deal with, you know, our religion and our family and our wives or our girlfriends or our ex-girlfriends or ex-wives and baby mamas and kids, how we deal with our entities and our businesses in a non-traditional way, but still coming from the mindset and the point of a man, because we don't really have those platforms to speak and be honest and be open about what we've gone through and how we've got to where we are as a man still, you know what I mean, and holding what our man integrity and morals may be, whatever that is. So that's the platform and the podcast that we have.
You only got a couple gone. You just gonna crank them out, man? You get
we you know,
Good.
we like having a few in the holster, but
Good
then
for you.
we're gonna start getting them out. Yeah.
That's cool, man. It's a cool thing, man. It's a good way to just put your stuff out however
Heck yeah.
however you wish and see it fit to do. It's cool. I think
Appreciate
it needs to be more and more of it for sure.
Definitely. I mean, it's more than enough space out here for us to
there's
do it.
plenty.
So
Yeah, man. So is your stuff all in one big building then? You guys got one big spot?
yeah, we got a
It's
spot
all-
in Sandy.
that's
We got
cool,
a spot
man.
in Sandy. You know what I mean? Nothing big,
cool.
nothing big at all. Just a space that we know we have, that we can create, and we have the door open for others to come create, and they can come record, they can come get their pictures, their videos, their scenes, things like that. Use you know, our in-house producers or engineers or photographers, videographers, or bring yours. You know what I mean? But just a place and a space that they know they can come and have good times, good vibes, feel safe, and create all together collaboratively.
Yeah, 'cause that can be intimidating, right? Somebody new coming up. It would be to me.
It
like,
is
going to
you know.
the band basically like, hey, I need help. It's scary, man. You don't know what.
And I don't be feeling like nothing. You know, I try to let people know it's all calm and easy, and just, you know, be yourself and be open, and that's all it is. There's no pressure when they come to Bassix Studios, when they deal with Mac Life, when they deal with Shaadie or Kurt or KB or any of us that we have that's working with us and through us, because we all been through our own kind of stories and journeys, to just know like we're here for a reason, and I can sniff out what's right and what's wrong by now.
Are you guys flooded? Is there lots of people trying to get fired up and going? Is it a big thing right now? Or is it just
at times, you know, you get the rah-rah and the rowdy ones, and then you trim and cut the fat, and you get the ones that's really still there, you know, grinding. So we got our core that's there, and still building some more.
How many you got with you? How many people you guys got?
It's about a good solid 6, 7.
Nice,
I'd say,
man.
between, you know, me, my business partner, a main producer, a couple of main like artists that we deal with, you know, that come consistently, and then like a couple dancers and a couple video, like everybody in their own little lane that we know is.
But do you guys have, do you guys have a label then? Or do you have your own?
It's not. It's not a label. It's not. No, we're not. That's why I said we do label services.
Gotcha.
But we're not actually the label. We can be. As far as for myself and Kurt Banks and our producer, yes, we put out music under the Mac Life.
That's cool.
Label, because I have publishing under Mac Life. You know what I mean? And we all have publishing under our own selves as artists and things. So yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
But that's not what we kind of promote. We just want to be, like I said, the door in the hallway for people to know that they can come and be directed to where they may need to go for whatever it is within the arts and entertainment.
With that, what is your I hate saying end goal, right? What's your vision of where you're headed to? What are you attempting to get after and attack, man? You want to just do that stuff, or do you want to?
Yeah, you know what I do really is the company writing, the branding writing, the jingle writing, things to go into the movies, things to go in, giving businesses their theme songs and matching music to themes and matching music to moments and scenes and stuff like that, whether it's your small local company, whether it's a children's hospital or what, just those type of things to open those doors and opportunities to then I'm able to teach a kid how to rap or how to write music or how to then get into this realm of being able to be a jingle writer rather than just your average hip-hop writer or your songwriter, but your music can go to these companies and create new platforms and new opportunities to let people know that there's a lot of business within arts and entertainment more than just being a performing artist.
Just the way you guys talk about it almost scares the shit out of me. It's complicated. It seems very layered. Obviously, it's just from lack of understanding, but it just seems very layered and lots of stuff seems to have to be in order there.
Yeah, it
the
does.
way you speak of it, like it's nonchalant. It sounds like it's a fairly complex thing where I don't know.
I mean,
it's cool.
it's a lot of luck that can happen because you know what I mean. People
Ooh,
do have overnight success with type things, but then sometimes those people that you see with the quote unquote overnight success, it took them 15, 20 years to finally pop. So you never really know the journey or the story, especially when it comes with entertainment. And I've always said this, having the athletic background, you know what I mean? Seeing my mom, seeing my grandparents, seeing my uncles have the educational and the military background, I know what it means to go to school for a certain point of time and get your MBA and get your doctorate and go to a college and become a dean and become a professor and all this stuff and then retire at 50 when you can and you're good. I know what it means to move up in the ranks with military. I know what it is to continue to practice and go to your tryouts and do all these things and know when your light at the end of the tunnel is coming up or when your time is up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment, there is no light. When do you stop?
Yeah,
when do you either give up if you haven't made it yet, or when do you call it quits when you have quote unquote made it, or are you going to continue to make it when you get that one hit, or
because you never know
never know.
Same with this same thing. You have to stay with it because it changes. Yeah, I guess.
And so that's what I mean by there's no light to the end of the tunnel. There's no way to know what you can or can't do within the music. You just got to do it because this is something that you love, and maybe the world will hear about it.
Yeah, man. Is that something you don't? So you don't have a specific. I just want to be a producer here eventually, and just you don't have any of that. You're just kind of rolling with it and doing your own thing as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, I'm not just I want to produce the music.
Gotcha.
No, I want to be the rapper. No, I am and able to do all those things. I want to be the catalyst for you that want to be the producer. Oh, I know who you need to talk to. Or
that's cool.
Let's get on this song and do this, or connect with that rapper, or do the. Oh, you want to do videos? Let's do this. Oh, you want to find the entertainers? Here they are. Oh, you want to start this? I know that.
Yeah.
And however my platform is to make the public commercially respect that, because you can do all these things behind the scenes like I've been doing. I can ghostwrite, I can host things, I can do stuff that people normally don't see in a commercial sense. And that's fine on a resume. But when they see you out there, there's no question to then kind of listen. You kind of already have broke that barrier with them.
Yeah.
So then it's just about giving them real jewels and not, you know what I mean, not giving them some BS.
Quality, man.
Exactly.
Putting out quality stuff.
Exactly. So that's where I try to then do the quality of when I break down that barrier and I got your ear and attention of somebody to listen to, I'm going to really direct you where you need to go.
That's cool, man.
And then, the rest is up to them.
Hell yeah. How soon are you guys able to do stuff yet? Or is it still tricky?
No, we able to do stuff now.
Cool.
We've been up and rocking since September of last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Everywhere you got, just everywhere. You guys, everywhere you can get.
Everywhere we can get, you know what I mean? I've been making a lot of connections. Like I said, DJ Juggy got me on with the Slap Lake showcase. He allowed me to host one time, and then that one time turned into 2 times, and then that 2 times turned into, he Batman, I'm Robin, and I'm the host of Slap Lake showcase. So that's been a thing, and then from there, I've been able to connect with the other clubs, and I'll be starting to create other venues, other events out of these other venues with some other DJs as well. Soon to be coming up, as well as I've been getting on a lot of hosting events and MCing gigs with the concerts coming up. I'll be doing Baby Bash May 21st.
I heard about that. Good for you, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And come out to that, man. Go ahead and get it, New Motion. You know what I mean? 420 V-Boys going to be there.
Where's that at?
Kiva.
Where is that place
So 801 is right across from Grand.
Oh, it's 801. It's
801 Event Center.
Yeah,
right
right
across from like the Grand
right by
America.
the bridge. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
it's the UTA station or whatever, right?
it's like up the street.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's easy.
Cool.
Ain't no excuse. You can hop on
no
the rail.
excuse. I know where it's at.
But yeah, just things like that have been able to transpire and make themselves happen. And then through the studio, we've been able to, create things. And of course, like I said, be a place, an open door that people can come in and get their creative work done.
That's cool, man. What Dre's all about it too. What is that world the DJ and the live entertainment, is that a cutthroat world where it's a very competitive thing, or is everybody cool?
It can be. I think back in the day, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean by like back in the day, how it was in our day coming up. I feel it was more cutthroat. Now I feel it doesn't have to be as cutthroat because it's so exactly. Yeah. It's so easy now. Like there's no reason to try to stop. How you gonna stop me? How you gonna stop somebody from doing it? You can't. There's so many ways to get your own distribution. There's so many ways to get your own merchandise. There's so many ways to get your own stuff recorded or shot or, you know what I mean, or drawn or whatever, or get down and do your own podcast. There's so many ways to get yourself out there. How can somebody else stop you? So why should it be so cutthroat and competitive? Just find a way to collaborate, you know what I mean, instead of compete. And we can all go a little further, faster, because we all see that the places and the people that have made teams have always been a success, even back then. Yeah. And teams were the thing to do back then. Wu-Tang, Death Row, Rough Rider, Rockefeller, Outkast, Good and Mob, you know what I mean? All of that, they were teams. It was teams, and that's what made them success. And they may had a few people of the team that blew, but it was a team.
So
always.
Team of band, it would be like multiple artists on that. Is that what you're
not even saying? Multiple artists, just a team. Because not everybody has to be the rapper. Not in the South in Atlanta, and everybody will show that. Not everybody were rappers. It just happens to be that the mentality is Gucci gets on, and everybody that's there in the studio with them, rather than y'all go out on the streets, just talk about that on record. Here's some money. Here y'all in the studio anyway. Let's do this, and now you're a rapper. You know what I mean? But it's a different avenue. Why? Because it's different now. It's accepted. It's making money as a rapper now. You can make money with the names. You can get endorsements. You can get shoes. You can get streams. You can do all these things, and even now, and not be a household name, not even be on TV, not even be on radio. Yeah. But you got enough to pay your family and 5 other families, or put other rappers on, or do, and that's what it is.
That was the big scare too, right? Back in the day when, like Napster and, all this download thing crashed the world. I don't remember the year it was, but it was an intense time.
Yeah, Napster and LimeWire.
There's always a fucking way, man. Everything will always work itself out. So I stayed out of that. I was like, that just brings opportunity for something else to spark up, man. It's a good time to do, whatever. It's it's pivot, man. We're always pivot.
They just put the money on it, just like they doing with the marijuana and everything now. They keep it legal for so long, and then they see so many people are going to do it. It's going to be here around anyway. Let's find out how to make it legal. Let's find out how we can make money off of it now and put this tax. That's all it was. Napster and all them was doing that free stuff. They didn't like it because it was free. Yeah. Let's figure out a way. You found a loophole, exactly, man. Let's figure out a way to make some money off of it.
Yes. Pivot, man. Use it to your advantage.
Exactly.
Same in the tattoo world, to add to what you're saying. We have the same thing where it's, it's almost impossible to not have your work duplicated and seen and noted. It's almost you know, you can spend your whole career trying to chase that down and get people in trouble. I'm like, if it happens to me, I'm happy you think my shit's cool enough to copy
flatter,
it.
yeah.
I'm cool with it, man. If that's you, that's on you, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if they're selling and making $10 million, I guess that's a thing. But
yeah, I mean,
so
once it gets there,
but,
you know. But like you said, it's all about how you look at it or how far you want to go.
And I think even to add to that more, bro, is that the quality, it doesn't matter how many people are doing it. This is my opinion now. I don't know this world like you guys. I just don't. But the quality stands out. It doesn't matter what's going on. It stands out, I think, even more when there's noise. There's a lot of people doing it. I don't think, personally, that shows the strong even quicker. Everybody's following this thing, right? It's like, okay, you got 5 bands making music. That's fine. That's just a little bit of stuff to go through. You got 20,000 or whatever. The good ones still stand out, I would think. The quality, the people.
To me, it's to each his own. What you call that, what people qualify as good or what people qualify as quality. Right now, I wouldn't know what to call it. I know if it's in your face enough, that's what it is. I know that and that's always a thing. Whether it's good or not, you put it in the face enough, it'll become tolerated. I don't know if that means good or bad, but it'll become tolerated and it will be in your face. So as long as it's in your face, that's where it comes down to. And then you're at least in the category of being able to be called good or bad or great or classic or all those things. But if you're not heard, you may be great to whoever is heard you, but again, it's still relative. It still comes down to relative. But when it comes to the masses is saying it, then that's when you get on the levels of people at least caring. Yeah.
Well, and it just seems as if we focus on just do whatever, who these people are, do your thing. Don't worry about anybody else, and your quality will show. That's all I'm saying. Like, these people still show, man. It doesn't matter how many people are doing it. You'll be noticed.
Somehow, some way, it should be.
Even more so like, shit. That dude's dope.
As long as you stay on it, like we said earlier. As long as you just stay on it.
You get what you put in, man. I feel that.
Exactly.
Everything in life's like that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I wondered about that. What do you got, Dre? You got anything?
No.
You got no questions, fool? Well, that's okay. Where are we at? Let's see. Where will you move here? You got 6 kids.
Oh, that's something.
He said, that's something.
How do you co-parent?
How do I co-parent? Oh, that's a tough thing. I mean, we've been something
Especially
that
far away, bro.
Some like co-parent with my wife or co-parent with like my kids that are still in California.
Well, I always thought you parent with your wife, right? But you co-parent with your ex.
In theory, you got to remember I'm in a blended family. So I'm dealing with a black woman who has had kids on her own since 16 that has her way of doing things. I'm not finna just come in and step in and take over like that. So I got a co-parent. And then the kids, the kids have to get with mine as well.
The guy,
none of the fathers are around. Like I said, I'm the only father that they all know. Yeah. So that's what I was meaning by it has been a learning experience with my wife co-parenting with my with my son and my daughter's moms, who I'm not with. Those really, I don't really co-parent in a sense. They handle that. If things are needed, of course I'm there, and of course we're talking and doing things as far as communication. One better than the other, but it's not everything is perfect. But I'm fortunate enough to have their situations be good, and me be able to have their understanding that we're all kind of in a working, we have to handle what we can handle, and we can only handle so much. So thankfully, we're all not needy and dependent on each other. So we can all be smooth in those things, so I can deal about my household and figure out how to then co-parent with my wife and my blended kids, which has been a process of, like I said, understanding and better communication between me and my wife, of course, and me and my kids, of slowing things down and understanding that we are all different and all our own and all have our voice, and just need to respect those type of things rather than demanding and expecting just because I'm man or just because you're a woman or just because you're child, things will go a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's just been a road of stopping and having to listen. It's been hard. We've been separated at times, but we've come back together and tried things that we know would help us grow.
That's cool, man.
positively together. And it's boils down to just being open with each other in our communication.
Yeah, communicate.
And understanding that we both communicate differently, and it's not a bad thing, it's just different. And figuring out how to actively listen to what we're saying and then reacting on that rather than being in our head and going off of what we're feeling so much.
It's a learning thing, man. It never stops, right?
Never.
Good luck figuring
Never.
it out too. That's a tricky game right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I say, it's a rocky road, but it's still ice cream.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's why it's worth it, right? It's like that's why it's worth it. It's hard. And it's okay.
Yeah.
If anything we're working hard at, there's gold there, man.
Definitely.
You ain't gonna go to the gym and stand there and get ripped. It's hard work.
It's work. Exactly.
That's why it's
Gotta
so
put it in.
respected. And, what else, dude? Is that all you're into? Those two companies? Do you got other stuff going on too?
That's really, you know what I mean? That's really it. Like I said, other than being like kind of an independent contractor, I would say, as an MC and a host, and being able to, I'll be with this DJ or I'll be at this club doing that. You know, that's just, like I said, I'm Yee Harvey. I'm a host. You need somebody to do your birthday party and do announcements. You need somebody at the banquet. You need somebody at the club. Like, I can handle all those avenues. So that's really what I do through those businesses that I have, as well as myself as a business, as Shaadie as the artist. But man, just really being, on the prowl for opportunities for myself and for others. That's really what my job is, as well as making sure that I got income and things to provide for my wife and kids as she's staying home and grinding, and making sure I'm able to be out and doing those things at these type of hours at these different places, making a name and understanding it's still a grind as I'm starting as an entrepreneur and having a small business, as well as her. You know what I mean? So sure. That's just really my job, man. That's really what I do. That's handling business is my business, and
That's cool, man. It's behind every okay man's a really badass chick, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. We all know this story. It's raised the same way, man. We women are crazy. They're talented people.
Definitely. It's a wild. It's their bodies, their minds, their all that stuff. Like I said, it's nothing to try to figure out.
For sure.
It's just something to kind of appreciate, you know what I mean, and work with, because it's a constant evolution. You know what I mean? Like, they may be indecisive and things like that, but they're always constantly thinking and always constantly working. So that's why their brains are wired differently and working differently than ours, and we just need to kind of sit back and let them have their space at times and work it out and be as supportive as we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. There's a time to be quiet. God, I know this. Holy shit. Shut up. This is not even funny. I've learned more in this last, I swear to God, year of my life than I have.
Man.
It's humbling, man. I believe we're the sum of the closest people, 12 closest people in our circle. That's the sum of what you are, right? And I surround myself with the most talented, grounded, smart, good people. Keep me grounded, right?
Exactly.
I've learned a lot, man. Definitely with my beautiful wife. Like, you probably can relate to that, where I was always on the road for 20 whatever years, traveling, and I come home, right? She's been a house mom like your wife. That ain't gonna work, man. I come home, I fucked everything up, right? She has everything handled, and I come here, the alpha guy, my house, and so there's that right there that starts it, man. She's already got it under control. And
exactly.
Inevitably, accidentally, I'm messing things up just by trying to help, right?
Exactly. That's the part of just understanding, like, just sit back. She didn't call you. She didn't ask. She got it handled. Don't worry about it. You're not really helping. You're hurting. That's the thing for me, because, I try to be in tune with my wife and hear her huffing. And it's hard to be a man and hear her huffing and puffing and probably tired. And so it's like I want to jump in and help and do things as much as I can, but at the same time, I need to learn to trust her, and she has it, and I'll just let her get up and do her thing. I understand that's her way of getting through it. She gets her grunts out, and she gets up and does it, and I just need to let her do it, come down, and then rub her feet when she sits down.
That's it,
I
man.
understand what has happened, and it's a process. Like I said, it's a process, man. But
it truly is, and if we love each other enough, man, we care enough to figure it out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a stubborn guy. I'm working on it, though. I really am, man. We do a lot of coaching here and work with people that way too, life coaching stuff, and so yeah, man, you got a cool outlook on stuff. I like that. It's very forward and up and good. It's not the the other. But it's cool to see that out there. We're using our brain instead of
definitely.
I mean, flashing $10 million bills everywhere and guns and fucking cocaine all over the place.
Yeah, man.
Do you think?
That's what I said, man. I'm from another era, man. Get the cameras away from me, man. Get
that was the
my
thing.
face.
No, it's a weird. That's weird right now, man.
Yeah, and like I said, it's weird being the face and the voice for a lot of things. Being the host, having to talk, do things like this with radio and turn on, so people automatically think like that's kind of what it is, not knowing.
It's a stigma, man. It follows it.
Man,
it's sad. It's real.
I'd rather just be chilling at home.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? I do my thing on stage, and I do my announcements, do my stuff, and I try to go hit backstage, and I'm chilling. You know what I mean? And that's it. Just let me relax.
It's sad that that's out there, man. It really is. It's weird.
It's
just part of it. It's how it works. Like, look at me, man. I get a lot of shit everywhere. People think I'm all kinds of things just by the way I appear. It's quite the opposite.
Exactly. And I get it all the time. Right? Yeah, I get it all the time. It's nothing new. Yeah. It's kind of a game and something fun with me because I get to see people. I get to see me change in people's eyes as they get to know me, as they sit down and talk and do things.
Yeah.
Because I know what they may have saw or felt or thought, and I understand it. I don't take it personal. It's just you'll see. You know what I mean? Sure. You'll see something different if you get enough time to be able to be open and look. But it's a challenge. Life is a game, and I play it well.
For sure, yeah. Good for you, man. It's perception, right? We're always trying to. We're forcing it. We're trying to change everybody else. Just work on our own, and stuff's okay. Don't let people are gonna do what they're gonna do, man. You can't change it.
Exactly, because they'll see when it's fake. You know what I mean? At some point, they'll see when it's fake. It'll come out. The real you will show at some point. It has to come. So
some people are in tune with that quick.
Yeah. Bless them. You know what I mean? And some catch on late, some don't at all, and that's man, bless them as well too, because that got to be a tough thing. I'm glad I'm on it quick. Said I'm the only child. I had no choice. I was entertaining myself, staring in the mirror for hours because who else do I have to play with? So I had to learn myself at early.
Only child, man.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's all I know. So I can't be.
Yeah, see, that's it.
It's
I have two brothers.
It's like, what am I missing?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I wasn't a sport on. I was the only child that like I wanted everybody in the neighborhood to come and play and do. Like I gave away stuff and things like that because I wanted people around. I wasn't the only child that was always selfish and stuff like that. So people didn't know I was the only child by how I acted. They just realized it's really just you and your mom.
Yeah, because oftentimes that kid's a shithead.
Hey, man.
It can be. Like,
and I didn't know that until I got older, and I seen the other only kids and how they were. I was like, oh,
yeah,
man,
it's a thing too.
I don't act like that. Yeah,
I think that can be a thing for sure.
That's wild.
Dude, what age were you when you knew you wanted to do music stuff, man? Was that just a thing?
First grade.
Holy
I can
shit.
say it was first grade. I was always doing funny story. So it was really first grade. Like I said, I was on the bus and it was a thing. I was able to kind of recite lyrics on the song. It was Ice Cube. Today was a good day. I was able to rap that, just like Ice Cube.
Yeah. As
like a 8-year-old on the bus, and I would do it when it come on the radio, but I would throw my name in or somebody else's name in, stuff like that. My cuddy Danny Wansley was like, "You should be a rapper." I remember that, always stuck. And then from there, I was always into music and doing things, and I tried to go and join band, and like it was around the same time, like first grade, I was 8, 9 again. I wanted to play saxophone again, kind of in the story. Me growing up, being only child, I wanted to be a man fast. I wanted to do things that other men didn't do. Everything around me had to be sexy. Like I was that kid.
Saxophone, he nailed it.
I was that kid that had the jewelry and the cologne on, and in elementary, and trying to learn French because I was like, that's sexy.
You fucking speak French, bro?
No, hell no. It was just something I thought was sexy. I want to learn how to cook as a man because women think that, just being with an only child and with my mom, that's what I would hear her say. So I wanted to learn a saxophone. So I go there and they don't have a saxophone. They have a flute. What the fuck am I do with a flute, right?
You flute player?
So they give me the flute and I'm terrible at it and I hate it. And so they send me to poetry. And then that's where I find out I'm good with the words. I can use this rapping into the poetry and doing that. And I start entering poetry contests and winning them. And that's what kind of threw me into, I can, then my cousin saying I can rap. You know what I mean? It was like, I want to do this. I was always a performer. I modeled first. So I wasn't shy of the camera or crowd. So I was, it's just kind of what I did. But being told that I should rap and then being terrible at the flute and being thrown in poetry and then learning I can recite poetry and I can put these words and doing that stuff, that's what catapulted me into like, I want to do music as a writer, as a performer, as a rapper, as a singer. That's where it kind of stuck. And then, like I said, modeling and dancing and doing stuff already on stage was kind of like, well, I'm a performer, I guess.
Some of the hardest part, anyway, is to shake some of that, right? Getting just up in front of people, getting vulnerable.
That was never kind of really a thing that was difficult. So,
do you think those skills like rapping, like poetry, any of those? Do you think we learn that stuff, or do you really truly think we're born with stuff?
I think I'm born with it.
Do you really?
For me, it's born. I think you can learn it because I know I can teach it. But you know, in the brain and everything is crazy, so you can learn whatever you put your mind to. But
for sure,
I think you still have to be born with certain qualities of things that you just can't really learn per se. You can maybe try to understand or pick up on, but
it's interesting.
For me, I just know like music being a connector of seeing people, this person with that person, this thing with that thing, having this idea and that idea can go with that person who does it. Like, I know that's my skill, putting words in to describe what someone's feeling, to describe someone's product, to get whatever it is they want to say out this way, in this beat, in this sound, in this manner.
Yeah.
That's my thing, as long as, you know, as well as people reading and connecting people. So I didn't learn that. I know I've been doing that.
You don't think you learned that?
I know I've been doing that since a kid. I know I would be first grade, kindergarten, and coming back home and telling my mom exactly how the teacher would be for the year, this and that. They act like this. Why? Because I sat down, I see their thought process. They'll do this, so I know if I do this, they'll be satisfied. If I don't, that's just what it was.
Sure.
So I know it wasn't taught. You know, it was something that may have been in my mom being that, and my dad, when I found out who he is and getting a relationship with him and getting to know him, at least, you know, it's something given, passed down in a sense, and then you may hone in on it later if you're so lucky to be aware of it.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Because I mean, look at you.
Because
did you learn how to do all of this fabrication, this welding? Did you learn how to be as well as you are with your hands? Now, I know over the time and over years you developed things and gotten better, but were you somebody that couldn't draw and then was able to draw, or when you picked up the pen, you just happened to realize maybe I'm good with this?
I think what I think and what I know is real, I think might be, you know. So my answer to even get into that is that I don't believe human beings are born scientifically with anything. We're a very blank slate, and I think everything, just in the behavior world that I deal with coaching, it's a real thing. You're born with nothing. It's there to prove some of that, like the lines in our faces, right? It's just repeated behavior of the way you react to things, and the way babies have no lines in their face. They have no color in their eyes. They're a blank slate, and we start soaking up energy and stuff immediately, right? So I personally don't feel we're born with any per se gifts that's just me though, man. You know, I don't believe that, but I don't believe in higher powers and things either. I don't know though. I don't know that, but I don't put weight on luck. I forge my way in life, and I try to do the best I can with people, and that's all I even go to. But
I think it boils down to that.
I don't think we're born with stuff, man. I think we're it'd be like, man, I can write or I can walk. No, it's very much a gradual, you know, part of your evolutionary, whatever, however it happened, whatever it was. You don't just pick up a pen and write. It doesn't work.
Of course. You learn. You learn.
I think
everything.
skills are learned, and they're taught and learned. They're not there, or that's how I feel about it. But it's a debatable thing for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's easy to say that. We don't have a whole lot going on when we're born. We got to learn to walk.
You have to learn, and that's what. Of course, you have to learn so many things. Yeah, and like I said, these skills are acquired, and we don't know even in that fact of what we may already have within us to where certain skills come easier to us than maybe to others. Because that's the only thing that would make me say somebody must have something that I may not have, or vice versa, because as clean of a slate we all may have started off at some point, because of wherever they are or whoever they come from or whatever they've seen or done, something within that skill set of as they started to learn and do things.
Oh yeah,
Made their mind and their creativity be able to see something or do something and put this down to where my mind don't work like that, but then vice versa.
Yeah.
My mind works like this and they don't. But of course, you know, once we're able to grow and look at our settings and be able to kind of examine ourselves and our past, we can kind of put pinpoints to be like, that's where I kind of found it. And that's where it kind of sparked. I don't know. It was just kind of easy to me. I just kicked the soccer ball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You might have had it in. So
influence is a huge part of all that.
Definitely.
I think that, you know, as we grow, I think I'm not big into genetic stuff either. There's a whole lot of science coming out about some of that too. It's like I think you're so adaptable around. I believe the core of everything is if you're allowed as a child. This is a fact in science. Is the more allowed to be curious you are as a child, the more creative you become as an adult, and the more things you do. Like look around.
Yeah, you're not.
I was very much allowed to be free to do what I wanted to do. I had rules
because, like you said, you're a sponge.
Yeah.
You're a sponge. You're clean at that. You know what I mean? You're soaking up all those stuff. So if you're able to soak in everything and not have a restriction, that's kind of like the goal of what we try to then revert back to as adults, because we realize how restrictive we've been to ourselves and all the restrictions people have put on us. And we try to figure out how to be free, but it's hard when you're a grown-ass man and you got kids and wife and bills. You can't just say F it and do this at certain times. You know what I mean? But but if you are, like you said, have a generation of a people above us, parents, so we say, just speaking on kids and doing things to have their kid and raise that kid to be that free, like you said, how do we start that clan of an environment so that then there's another one and another one to then that can start.
It's deep shit. It's deep. I lead your kids the way you want them to be. Don't train. Have your kid. Don't do your kids the way you were done. I think that's a really bad thing. I think change is healthy and you know, take good stuff from everything. But man, make your own cake.
Make your own, exactly.
We're all cooks. Make your own. I'm gonna show you how to bake now. Do your thing.
Now give
your flavor. So that's what I mean. I was allowed to be free and create, and I think that's a lot of creative people are that way. I think you were allowed to be creative and you weren't scared of getting in trouble, and you were allowed to just be a person.
True.
I think that shit's dope, man. That's cool.
True.
But I get deep into all that shit.
Yeah, but no, I think like I said, being able to sit back and research and see those things, you'll be able to connect those type of dots of why maybe creative people, even at certain levels of their creativity, are creative. Because like I said, when we break it down and just go to hip hop and things like that, you kind of see where the hip hop and the struggle and stuff came from and why it's a certain way, because it came from this specific era and time and reasoning of things, you know what I mean? In other creative instances, it may be this is why people paint this way because of this era or this thought process at the time. And then, you know,
it seems, most people, it seems to be that, do you look in the rear view to find a thing, you know, and go with that groove, or do you create your own? We're all just so different, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
The people doing their own things and creating and have no fear of it and just going for it, man. I love that. I thrive in that.
Yeah.
Even if it's the goofiest shit ever, it's like you're doing you and you're not being whoever it is you're trying to.
Yeah, that's
don't be your idols, man. You can use the stuff. Inspiration's great, but
don't be the next something.
Don't worry
be
about
the
George.
best you. Exactly. Don't be the next them. Be the next you.
Yeah, man, that's cool. That's
the
really
first you. Exactly. Yeah, that's a courageous thing. It's hard, especially like, you know, nowadays where everybody can be so judgmental. Like I said, that's the good and the bad as far as having so many platforms. Yeah, nowadays.
As if it wasn't back in the day, you think?
No, I mean, put it this way, yes, but not as exposed as now, to where you feel you didn't really know who was saying something about you across the country, and they probably didn't know you at all. So it's only your circle. You can move out of your neighborhood and go to Idaho and start over. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now you can't escape anything, and things get blown out of proportion.
You
quick.
Can't. With the social media, right?
Yeah, social media, public, you know,
phone. Delete it. Why do people do this?
Public
Delete
opinion, all that
right?
stuff. It's
I struggle with that one.
It's a way to manipulate. You know, you just gotta.
It's sad if you're struggling with your shit, and delete it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's complaining. Delete it.
Exactly.
It's fixed.
Just
that's all I'm saying.
Exactly. If you can't figure out how to work it a way that you're good with.
The world's not happening.
It's your phone. You can just hold down. It'll start shaking if you have an iPhone, and just press the X.
But we all complain about the problem and we don't fix it. I fix
Exactly.
things. I'm a fixer, guy. That's how I am, and
Definitely.
that's how you do it. I don't even want to hear about it. Give me your phone. I'll show you. Delete it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk shit. Delete it. Right?
Exactly. It's that simple. You should just, we
don't succumb to it. Guns don't kill people, bro. Spoons don't make you fat. It's the same
what I
idea.
mean? We
It's
control
people.
ourselves.
It's people.
Exactly. We're in control of that.
Yeah,
So
handle your shit.
how much of things do you want to be in control of that
Yeah,
that you should be in control of?
that's a really deep one right there.
Definitely.
What's next, bro? What else you got? What's
Man,
next?
like I said, it's a lot coming up in April for me. I got Slap Lake at Soundwell April 15th that I'll be hosting again. Dope lineup. We got the 420 show that I won't be hosting, but I will be performing. A lot of people have been waiting for me to perform. So I'll be performing at the 420 Slap Lake Showcase.
Not with Baby Bash?
No, that's all the way in May. And
okay.
Because like I said, April. Yeah, still got everything coming up in there. I still have the Gaia Nights Music Festival April 29th in Boulder Mountain Guest Resort, Boulder Mountain Ranch out in southern Utah, April 29th, and then it's Baby Bash May 21st at 801. And then
Big
we got
step,
some things.
bro.
We got some things coming up in June and July. I can't yet speak
Oh,
on.
you can't talk about it.
And some other things we'll be creating also within May. But right now, those are the things that I got. You know what I mean? Coming up
Good
recently.
for you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
What else we got? How do we do? We got other stuff.
56.
We did okay, bro. Do you have
said we
anything
did
for
okay.
Shaadie? The future? Fucking look this up. It is gnarly.
Man, I done got
Does he not look
everybody-
like the future?
No.
Not even a little bit.
I done got everybody under the sun.
You don't
bro.
think
When-
so?
From when I've had locks
Well,
to no locks.
hopefully that wasn't a fucking
I
downgrade.
done been Waka
then, bro. Sorry.
Flocka. I done been Wayne. I done
Wayne, I
been
see Wayne.
Future. I done been Quavo. I done been who else that got? I done been Sway when I would wear my hair in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
a bun and wear the hat when he used to have his locks. I was
Is he still
Sway.
doing shit? Sway still
yeah.
doing
Oh, definitely
He's a
Sway in
beast,
the
though.
morning. Yeah,
Yeah, he's dope.
definitely. Yeah,
Breakfast
but I've been.
Club.
It's crazy. I don't get offended. It's fine. That just shows, I guess, star quality. Whatever.
Yeah, we have a
Try to
choice,
call it
man.
positive.
We have a choice. It's
not like
real.
you're
We
saying-
choose to be offended. It's a choice.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Fucking when you give it life, call me whatever, and I decide, man. It's like,
Exactly.
I believe you. I don't believe. That's cool.
Exactly.
I appreciate your comment, but hey, man, it's all good. I don't believe it, so I'm not even gonna worry about it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
all
I
good. Yeah, it's all good.
go to. It's tricky though. You got to be good with you to do that.
Exactly. That's
That's
the thing.
okay.
You got to be good with you. That's a good way to put
Man,
it.
be honest with you. It comes
Exactly.
out that way. It's cool.
Definitely.
What else you got? You got anything plug? You want to plug?
Man, just all of that, man. Like I
Okay.
said, it's everything SHAADIE, Shaadie like Rashad, not Shady like Shade.
Hmm.
Go ahead, type that in. You'll find it everywhere. I try to make sure I get all the platforms and opportunities and links through those things. So like I said, all I got to do is kind of drop my name and I talk about everybody. So if you go to my pages and see that, you'll see all the stuff. But stay tuned because like I said, I'll be at Soundwell with DJ Juggy for the Slap Lake showcases coming up. Gaia Nights, also music festival. Check that out. Also new motion productions with the Baby Bash show May 21st. Check out them as well as all the artists. Santos, She Loves Hiva, Young Soul, 420 V Boys. You know what I mean? Everybody a part of that. Check them out. Keep rocking with them. Keep rocking with me. And like I said, if you need to know where to go or who to talk to, events, venues, education, all of those things. And now me knowing, you know what I mean, everybody here, life coaching and things like that as far as resources as well, man, just tap in with me and we'll be able to talk and shoot you some contacts of whatever you need to do.
That's cool, man. That's what it's all about. It's connecting and shit and helping other people out, right?
Definitely.
Don't hold people. Bring them up to you, right? That's cool.
Exactly, man. Just, we
That's
go
cool.
somewhere and elevate, but,
Yeah.
bring the elevator back down.
Yeah,
Let
hey,
people know how
I
to
need to
come
get
on.
up there, fella.
Exactly,
It was full.
Exactly. Definitely. But yeah, that's how it is, man, with Shaadie Mac Life Bassix Studios. That's what we about.
Well, that's cool, man. I appreciate you coming down here and
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
and talking. I know it was a little drive for
It's
you.
been a while, man. I've been trying to tap in with you, Dre Rocket. Like I said, I be persistent with my thing. I be blowing up people DMs a little bit to
Look what
stay and
happens.
tapping with the music, but it pays off. Like I said, I appreciate y'all time and
Yeah, thank
and
you,
everything. Always
Appreciate
want to come with quality and things for the table as well.
Yeah.
Not just with my hands out, but helping hands so we can scratch each other backs and keep it lit out here.
man. For sure. Yeah, man. We're all about it.
Yes,
Support.
sir.
It's a good time. Well, thanks for your coming on, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.
Everybody be good to everybody else. Love you all. Thanks, Dre.